Yo! What's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video, and Kevin is back, and we're going to jump into Ren's Money Game. Going to jump straight in because we only have time for him to do this one in Money Game 2, and just want him to be able to see the track. So, real short version on this one, Kevin. It is a little bit more of a performance piece again, not quite to the extent of High Ren, but in the same style.
Okay.
So.
On the acoustic again. Doesn't sound like a nylon this time.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chain to your shoes.
What's up?
I should have paused you, right? So, like, you noticed how his face was out of frame as he was going over to the guy. I was thinking they did some, like, did a quick...
switch or something?
Switch, and he was going to pull... Whoever hand we saw was going to pull off the mask, and it was going to be him.
Oh, okay. So the person playing guitar that's under the sheet...
I feel like I'm mind reading right now. And that's about to happen.
No, it's actually Romain Axisa, which is the guy when we just watched.
The guy in the previous... Because he's playing that same Taylor guitar.
Yep.
I'm noticing, the Taylor.
So Ren and Romain were flatmates, roommates at one point. I don't know if they still are. So they're good friends outside of the band as well.
Back into
pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade. But now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
I would honestly be afraid if I was filming this, because, like, what if my friend was actually, like, an insane person, and, like, it's like, hey, we're going to be filming this artsy piece where it's like I'm going to torture you. It's scary. And he actually does. And then he actually does. Like, then that's how I die. Like, thinking that I'm filming something like this.
Yeah. Volunteering, don't realize that it's real. I always think of, like, the people, like, this one being more and more in the public because it looks like it's, like, kind of like a parking garage.
Yeah.
Some random person walking by and, like, calling the police or something.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a bat, and he's got a guy tied up, but...
They must be going off to, like, some, like, ghost towns or whatever. Which is totally,
There's always going to be some secluded spots that you know of.
Yeah, true.
Like, that aren't going to disturb people. Like, I could easily think of a handful of places.
Yeah.
Even down here in downtown.
Yeah.
And we have cameras everywhere down here. But
yeah,
I'm sure there's some spots you could film some stuff like this without intruding on anybody.
Yeah, there's a bridge going, like a pedestrian bridge, going over... either 45 or I-10 or 50. I don't know.
Oh, the one over there by the skate park. It's right there.
Not that one.
Okay, the one at Sabine.
It's more secluded. You would kind of take it from downtown if you're going to St. Arnold's, the brewery.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about, by Lion Street and.
Yep. Yeah, that one. And I like. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to film something there. That'd be cool.
Maybe let's do it, man. Might be a cool spot for me to do a photo shoot, or maybe we can do a shoot for your band.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm getting at.
Cool.
All right, back into it.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets, they say proudly through gritted teeth, that's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak, our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 a storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
What the fuck?
Huh.
This whole money game. This old money game.
Okay.
He's basically putting a face on the subject matter.
Yeah, but like, I guess it's like, what does it mean? Is it like, hey, after I've done this whole songs, after you've heard my lyrics, your eyes are open? Is that what?
It's however you want to interpret it. It's still going. One thing I forgot to tell you is there's an interview that has been mentioned several times in the comments, and it's been said that Ren said that this is also a single take, by the way. He's mic'd up. That it took 186 tries to get it right.
Oh my God.
But then there's other people who have mentioned that there was a different interview with Romain that said, oh, like he was being exaggerative. Realistically, it took like 25 takes. But regardless, this was another one take performance, and it took a lot of takes. So whether 25 is the correct number or 186 is the correct number, I don't know which one's correct. But yeah, so they did this one over and over and over and over again. So you can imagine like what you were talking about earlier of being set up. Romain must be, they have a lot of trust between the two of them.
Yeah,
they took so many takes of this to get it right. Even though it's not real abuse, Romain probably took a little bit of abuse getting this one right with Ren.
Yeah.
But we still got some more to go.
This is the best one I've seen yet, because as simple as the loop he's playing on the guitar, like he can't see it.
Yeah,
I guess unless they have no, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I wonder what the reason that they chose the capo is. I have a feeling that like to make it a little bit easier, they wanted to lower the tension of the strings, but still have it in the key of E, possibly. I don't know.
That's a guitar talk.
Kind of guitar nerding.
No, but that's cool because like I've watched some of the reaction videos that are from reactors that are guitarists.
Primarily guitarists, yeah.
And they'll break down all the different songs from a guitar standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to have that perspective here. So I'm gonna roll it back just a few seconds and let it keep going. And then last thing I want to say real fast. So Money Game 2 is not a live performance piece; it's a video. But the one he's working on right now, Money Game 3, is supposedly it's the biggest video he's worked on to date, the biggest budget, everything he's doing. It's like his biggest project. So you're seeing part 1 now. We'll watch 2 after this, but here soon, part 3 will be released.
Okay. wonder how many times they filmed this, and like, what's his name again on the map? Romaine. Romaine. I wonder how many times he's just like, no.
Yeah.
He's like freaking out. Like, is the guy? I wonder if he's like, it's like, you know what? It's take 180. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to gag you so that you can't talk.
Yeah.
Ruin these. And then
the chemistry. So you're not getting to see a whole lot from them today because I know you got to take off after the next one. But if you see the chemistry between the two of them in some of their other songs, you can tell that like the body language, like that they can play off one another. It's just full on trust.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Wow. Okay. He reminds me a lot, like in how he's dressed as. I don't think it was the last Batman one, but like
you're thinking of the guy that's in Peaky Blinders, and he was in the Batman trilogy with Heath Ledger, and the first one that had the mask on is the same actor that plays the guy from Peaky Blinders.
I haven't seen Peaky Blinders. But I can't remember what villain he plays, but like,
he puts the mask on and makes everybody scared.
No, are you talking about Scarecrow?
Scarecrow, yeah, because a lot of people think he looks like Cillian, whatever. That's an Oppenheimer.
Playing, Riddler, the new Riddler. He reminds me of Riddler. I think that it's the new, like the Riddler in the like one of the most recent Batman movies.
Are you talking about the one with the Robert Pattinson Batman?
Yes, Robert Pattinson Batman.
People might hate me because I know a lot of the fans for Ren are out of the UK. I'm not a Robert Pattinson fan. I fell asleep watching that Batman 3 or 4 times. It took me like 3 or 4 viewings to get through the movie. I was just so incredibly bored by it. But that character was actually played by Colin Farrell, but he was in a full...
Colin Farrell, yeah.
He had a full makeup prosthetic over his head, so you couldn't even really tell that it was Colin Farrell. But yeah. But it's funny you made a Batman reference, though, because a lot of people think he looks like the actor, and I can't remember his last name, but it's Cillian, the Oppenheimer movie that's coming out right now.
I can see it. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
so... And that's the guy that plays Scarecrow.
Yeah.
So that's where I thought you were going originally.
No.
And then specifically with this,
Riddler.
because he has the mask over Romaine right now. So it's kind of funny parallels.
Yeah. Spooky stuff. I think he's just going to light the guitar on fire. That's what's going to happen. R.I.P. to that Taylor. All right, back into it. Messing up the mics.
You can tell switch over on the audio now. It's probably the camera audio because I think the whole time they've had the audio feed from his...
Maybe there's like an overhead mic somehow or not?
There might.
Oh, shit. Don't worry. It's just pee. I have a feeling he didn't light himself on fire since there's a second one coming up.
Yeah, like the message of the fire has been interpreted a lot of different ways I've seen in the comments. What makes me wonder too is like on all the different takes they did with this one where he drew the eyes on Romaine, like I wonder if they did that part over and over and over and over again. Did they keep drawing the eyes on? And then this part where he poured, it looks like it was not like fuel, but maybe it was like cooking oil or something because it looked kind of thick. But like how many parts?
That's flammable still, right?
It's not gonna light like quickly. I think it's potentially flammable. But point being though is like if they did 100 and something takes, they must not have gotten this far into it because his hair was dry, he was dry, his outfit was dry.
I mean, you can see the places where they can cut and like
it's possible. Because I want to say actually, now that I think about it, I think part of the sheet is it. Let's see. because at one point I thought it was a full sheet over him, but then on this time I watched it, I noticed it's just like enough to go over his neckline.
Okay.
It's not like a full body sheet. It's just right here.
I got a little bit tired.
But he's wearing a white shirt.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been that they did it the take over and over, and they had to keep cutting the sheet up because he draws on it, right? So how many times can you draw on it? You have to reuse a new one every single time. So, did you pick up on a lot of the messaging and symbolism in the lyrics here?
I mean, obviously, it's like kind of like a
It's talking about
how capitalism is bad.
Exactly. Okay, so cool. So the reason I was asking is because if we're going to do part 2, I want you to make sure you're kind of following the timeline of the story. So
Capitalism will be the death of us all.
Performance-wise, you like it?
Yeah, recency effect, but this is my favorite one so far.
Okay, cool. So you're ready for part 2 then?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, guys. So, and then you said you could or could not stick around a little bit longer. Do we need to wrap it at the end of part 2, or are you sticking around?
Stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might be doing more than just Money Game 1 and 2. We'll see where we end off, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Like and subscribe. Click the bell icon.
All right, guys. We'll see ya.